From Norfolk coast to engineering dreams, my wind-powered journey. Join me as I explore wind energy. Hey everyone, my name is Zuri. And welcome to my story today. I want to share a story, my story, about how the wild beauty of the Norfolk coast and those incredible giants out at sea sparked a dream that completely changed my life and led me to engineering. Growing up in Norfolk, I had the best of both worlds. My mum, who came all the way from Kenya, brought vibrant stories, incredible food, and a deep connection to the power of nature. My dad, a true Norfolk lad, shared his love for the sea and the quiet strength of this coastline. But it was always the sea that held a special kind of magic for me. And as I got older, those distant shapes on the horizon became more and more fascinating. The offshore wind farms. To most people, they were just part of the scenery. But to me, they were something more. They represented a bridge between my two worlds. They symbolized the blend of my heritage and my future aspirations. And so my journey began, inspired by the stories of my past and the promise of a sustainable future. I remember being a kid, maybe 10 or 11, on a school trip to the coast. We learned a little bit about renewable energy. Then we saw them up close, these colossal structures harnessing the raw power of the wind. I was absolutely mesmerized. It wasn't just their size, it was the idea behind them, turning something invisible, something often seen as a nuisance, into clean energy. That moment sparked my interest in engineering and renewable energy. Now, let's be honest. Growing up as a mixed-race girl in a predominantly white area, I sometimes felt like I didn't quite fit into the usual boxes. And when I started showing an interest in science and maths, there were definitely some raised eyebrows. Engineering? That was often seen as a boy's thing, and certainly not something many people expected from someone like me. But I was determined to prove them wrong. I worked hard, stayed focused, and eventually I started to change those expectations. But that just fueled my fire. Those wind turbines out there? They didn't care who I was or where I came from. They just stood tall and did their job. And I thought, why can't I do that too? I realized, if they could stand tall and face the wind, so could I. My parents were incredible. My mum always told me that my heritage was my strength, a blend of different perspectives that made me unique. My dad encouraged my curiosity, patiently answering my endless questions about how things worked. They never let anyone else's limited expectations define me. Their unwavering support and encouragement were the foundation of my dreams. So I went for it. I studied engineering, and yeah, there were times it was tough. Being one of the few women and definitely one of the few people of color in some of my classes, it could feel isolating. But every time I felt discouraged, I'd picture those wind farms, standing strong against the elements. They were a constant reminder of what was possible, and in the end, it was all worth it. And now? Now I'm living my dream. I'm an engineer, working on renewable energy solutions. And guess what? Sometimes I even get to work on offshore wind farm projects right here off the Norfolk coast. It's surreal, in the best possible way. Reflecting on this journey, I feel incredibly grateful. It hasn't always been easy, breaking through stereotypes and navigating a field where I don't always see people who look like me. But I've learned that my unique background is actually a superpower. It gives me different ways of thinking, different perspectives on problem solving. Embracing my uniqueness has opened doors I never imagined. So if there's anyone out there watching this, especially if you feel like you don't fit the mold, or if you have a dream that seems a little out of reach, please don't let anyone tell you it's impossible. Look around you for inspiration, find what ignites your passion, and don't be afraid to be different. The world needs your unique talents and perspectives. The future of our planet depends on innovative solutions, and that means we need all kinds of minds working together. So, whether you're from the Norfolk coast or halfway across the world, whether you fit the stereotype or break it entirely, if you have a passion, go for it. The wind is always there, ready to be harnessed. So take that first step and let your journey begin.